Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're checking out another 90s classic. This one's the Riverboat Song by Ocean Colour Scene. We're going to start by checking out the introduction riff, and it's a really fun part to play. We're going to be in 6/8, so we're going to be counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's something we want to bear in mind. And also, we're going to be playing the album version as opposed to the single version. So things like the introduction and the bridge are just going to be slightly longer. Anyway, it just goes like this. So we're largely going to be based around a 1-4-5 progression. We're going to have B as our 1 chord, E as our 4 chord, and F sharp here at the 9th fret of the A as our 5 chord. And if you're not familiar with that, that's absolutely fine, don't worry about it too much. Those are just going to be our main kind of anchoring notes, if you like. So we're going to be starting the riff at the B, which is going to be our 7th fret of our E. Then we're going to go 5, 7 on the A, and then back to the 7th of the E. We're then going to go back to the 5 and 7 on the A, and then start again. It sounds like this. And then we're going to start to cycle it. We're then going to switch over to our octave, which is going to be the 9th fret of the D. Same pattern, we're going to have the G string here, 7 and 9 as well. We're then going to switch over to our 4 chord now, which is our kind of E root. So you can see it's 5 and 7 there on the D string as well. And then we're going to go back to our 1 chord, our B. Up to our 5 chord, the F sharp. That's 9th fret of the A and 7 and 9 on the D. And then back to our root. We're now going to check out the introduction lead guitar, and it just sounds like this. So we're going to start between our high E string on the 10th and 7th frets. We're going to do a bit of back and forth, starting on 10, going to 7 to 10. We're then going to go 7, 10, 7, 10. So far it sounds like this. And then another time 7 to 10, drawing the notes out slightly. We're then going to slide up to the 12th fret, and we're going to bend it up and down and land at the 10th of the E. We're then going to slide down to the 7th fret of the E, and we're going to do a hammer on and pull off on the 10th fret, then go to the B string, 10th fret, down to the 7th. We're then going to roll our index finger over to the 7th on the G, then to the 9th on the D, and then 7 to 9 on the D again. We're then going to jump over to the 7th on the B, and then finish on a bend on the 10th fret of the B. We're now going to talk about the verse riff, and it's very similar to our introduction. We're really going to be focusing between our kind of 1 chord and our 4 chord this time, and it just goes like this. So there's something interesting going on there. Instead of doing our turnaround riff at the kind of 9th fret, instead of that we're going to do a full F sharp chord at the 2nd fret to G and then A, and then we're going to do this riff, which is the open E and then 2nd to 5th, 2nd to 5th, sliding up to 7. The timing of that riff is going to be slightly strange as well. I'll just play it again. If we want to, we can add in a few extra kind of riffs and chords in the verse as well, and that just sounds like this. So when the riff was going to the E, or the 4 chord if you like, I was just reinforcing that with the E minor chord, and the same thing when it goes to the B or the 1 chord, just playing a B minor chord. And after I did that, I would play this little riff, just sliding my index finger there, borrowing the B and E strings from the 7 to 10 back to 7, and then back into the E minor, and then the B minor, and then again, and then we go into the F sharp, G and A section. I should quickly mention there's also a variation on this sliding riff as well, which is going to see us go from the 10th fret of the B and E strings, sliding up to the 12th, back to 10, and back down to the 7th fret. You'll find that one appears in verses 2 and 3. Let's move on and have a look at the chords for the chorus. It's a really fun part to play. It's where the song really opens up. We've got B minor, D, E, and A.
Anyway, all the things you know.
Whichever way around you want to do it, we're going to play it 3 times and then we're going to do this descending run. That's descending from the 7th fret there, the B, going down to the 5th fret, 1 fret down to the 4th, and then the riff. We're now going to have a look at the chorus lead guitar, and it's a really important part to play. I like to think of it as part 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's have a look at the example and then we'll break it down. It's more or less the same as the things that you said. So for part 1 we're going to be doing loads of unison bends. We're going to be starting at the 9th and 7th frets here, index finger at the 7th of the B, and we've got a middle and ring finger coming into the 9th of the G. And remember, the trick with unison bends is to make sure the notes are nice and clear and they're not wavering at all. Anyway, we're going to move that shape up to the 12th and 10th frets, and then the 14th and 12th frets, and then down to the 7th and 5th frets. Moving on to part number 2, we're going to start off the unison bends like we did before, 9th and 7th frets, going to 12th and 10th, and then 14th and 12th. And then this time we're going to do a lick. We're going to be at the 15th fret of the high E, and we're going to bend it up, play it unbent, and then pull it off to the 12th fret. We're then going to move over to the 15th fret of the B and pull that off to the 12th, and then put it back on the 15th fret and bend it up. It goes like this. Once we feel comfortable with parts 1 and 2, we can move on to part 3, which sounds like this. This time we're going to be starting at the 14th and 12th fret unison bend. Alternatively, we can play it at the 10th fret of the B and the 7th fret of the high E. And that's because the next one we're going to be doing is going to be a B and E string unison bend, and that's going to be the 13th fret of the B and the 10th fret of the E. And then we're going to move that up 2 frets to the 15th of the B and the 12th of the E. Whichever way you want to do it, that's absolutely fine. Afterwards, we're going to follow that up with a little rundown. Just following the blues scale here, going from the 15th fret of the E down to the 12th. Same thing on the B string, 15 to 12. And then on the G, we're going to go 15, 14, 12. And that'll be part 3. Part 4 is going to be nice and easy. We're just going to be following up the dyads that we had done before. Sliding into the 7th fret there, B and E strings. sliding up to the 10th fret, to the 12th fret, and then the riff. We're now going to quickly talk about the solo for the Riverboat Song, and I'm going to keep it fairly open to interpretation. If you've got a wah pedal, definitely think about turning that on. I've done my own version of it, so take what you can from that, but hopefully it will give you a few ideas to experiment with your own. Okay, so that was my lesson on the Riverboat Song by Ocean Colour Scene. I really hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next lesson.